What's going on YouTube and what's going down H-Time? It's your boy Swisher coming back at you. You know what I'm saying, with another Houston topic. Now, normally I do the Texans, but I'm gonna splash a little bit of the Rockets in there too because apparently apparently the Rockets are interested in J.R. Smith. Now, I'm not too sure how that would boil over with the fans, but hey, we never know. Um, Overall, I do believe he can hit shots. Of course, not as consistent as Harden or CP3, but again, he's a scorer. And if you guys know anything about Mike D'Antoni's system, he's gonna space the floor and get scores open. But on to these boys right here, man. Good old Texas, bruh. Now, if you guys are on Periscope, you just saw the interview of Bill O'Brien, and they asked him a bunch of questions, in regards to John Weeks, Jay Prosh, the punter, the backup punter, that whole position battle. And it comes to find out that Shane Leckler he's not gonna be a bona fide starter. He's battling for that spot. The young guy that we brought in from Texas, he's showing good promise. Bill O'Brien was talking about how he puts the ball in certain angles and how excuse me guys, on how Shane Leckler, how he's teaching him. So that's something to look for. Now, what I noticed going on in the chat, shout out to Wink, by the way, because he was going back and forth with some fan on there. I didn't bother to remember his name, but my boy Wink is real knowledgeable when it comes down to schemes, formations, and how the game is played. When it comes to football minds, other than myself and a few others that I can't just necessarily think off the top of my head right now, I trust his mind, especially when it comes to football and talking football, knowing assignments and where guys should be lined up. Like I said, like myself, the dude knows what he's talking about. And one thing that I found baffling was the fact that, people want to see Jay Prosh still here. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against Jay Prosh, but Wink made a real good point. If we're not gonna run I formations, if we're not gonna run, halfback counters that can get him out in front, Lamar Miller to be able to, spring a block for him and all that, then what's the point of keeping him? So that's a question that's swirling around, and that's something that's a question that actually needs to be answered. Like for real. Now, Steven Anderson. If you guys watched my last video, you guys know that I'm all for moving guys around. Don't get me wrong, I'm not into this whole Bill O'Brien versatility thing. What I mean by that is, I'm not going to sit here and play it like Steven Anderson, for instance. He's a tight end. We know this, but he is flexible to where you can line him up out of the backfield. If you want to come in an I formation, if you want to come out of the wishbone. I know the wishbone isn't. I know that's not a formation that most teams probably ever run, but it's something that you can use. It's a different wrinkle. It's a different set out there that the defense has to adjust to. You know what I'm saying? And one thing we know about in today's NFL, if you can make a defender or the defense in general stop, pause, and have to think even for a split second, that can be the big difference between a first down, a check down, and a touchdown. Plain and simple. So looking at Steven Anderson and how we could use him, like I was saying on the Periscope, you can use him in multiple different ways. You don't necessarily have to just throw screens, fullback screens and all that just to get him involved. You know, you can have him run wheel routes, curl routes. If depending on what Deshaun sees, he could easily audible and be like, okay, I just need you to maybe run a five and in, because I see that they got cover two going on out there. So, just cut underneath the linebacker and there you go. Like I said, I'm not saying that that's necessarily gonna happen, but you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. Overall, Bill O'Brien, man, you gotta you gotta come with it, man. You gotta bring that life back to the city because last year it it left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And of course, the national media burned us talking about, oh, that's the real Texans when we know that ain't for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? We know that ain't what's up. Shit, we know what the real Texans look like. And that team last year was decimated. It was hurt, riddled with injuries. So, of course, a team like Jacksonville, who went from worst to first in this scenario, of course they can pull off shit like that because again, you're not playing a healthy team, and then you got fans like I'm not going to even mention his name, but he's always in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? You have fans like him just raving and going on about how they just beat us and all that good jazz when you played a non-healthy team. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Jags, I look at their recent success and I compare it to the Warriors. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the championships that the Warriors won and whatnot. I'm talking about the fact that the Warriors they've garnered success because they've played unhealthy teams. Some could say the same thing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They had a four place schedule and they beat up on mediocre teams. Most of them who weren't healthy. Two dubs from Indy with no luck, and you guys know how that goes. Then they had two dubs against us. Again, a non-healthy team. So guys, I take that. I take the Jacksonville Jaguars with a grain of salt because I know when fully healthy with a Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, Clowney, Whitney Merciless. Now I know Clowney didn't. What I know he didn't get hurt last year, but just having all of those pieces back fully healthy, there's no way we see what happened last year. No way that shit happens twice. But as per usual, holla at your boy, like, sub, you guys know what to do. Peace.